Hi, this is Gypsy Maggie Rose, and this is a complimentary reading for one of my subscribers, and we'll call her Jay. Okay, we're having a look, Jay, at your financial situation, but also about the emotional area around you. The birth year here is 82. 82 brings me to the fact that, you're coming up to your Saturn return year, which is going to be very, very strong, and it's always a very powerful thing and a change time in our lives. I've chosen the cards from the Dragon Fae pack and some from the wider right. Now, where we're at as far as the emotional side of it is they've presented you with the dream catcher. And the dream catcher is about being clear of what you want for your dreams. It's about putting your dreams into reality. So you're moving into a phase now, in a state and a time where you can begin putting your dreams into reality. But also it's about using your strength. It's about being tender and gentle with yourself. It's about new buds, new realities. So you're walking into a time when there is going to be quite a lot of change. Change, I feel, is something that you're not comfortable with, that scares you from time to time. But, at this time in your life, you really need to just allow that to happen, to allow that to flow through. Emotions seem to have been a bit all over the place in the last 6 to 12 months. There's a feeling here of not being sure who you can trust and how you can balance things out. Well, what you need to do, darling, is have a look at, basically what has worked, what hasn't worked. There's also a need to just close one particular door simply because it hasn't worked for you. It's just been a cost. It's just been give and take, but more take. You doing the give, them doing the take. So, sometimes we have to close doors on these relationships simply because they're not doing us any good. And this one, I don't mean to rain on your parade, hun, but sometimes we've just got to prune people and situations from our lives, cut them loose so that we can continue, and so that, things can be strong and purposeful and powerful in your life. This, where you're coming up to now, it's about taking back emotional control. Taking back emotional control. This means things are in your hands, not someone else's. So where you've put your trust and been let down before, it's like, let's not go that path. Let's just move forward and get things to happen. The next 3 to 6 months, yes, there are lots of new directions, there are lots of changes, there's new ideas coming in here. Yes, you need to hang on to what you've learned from the past. You need to hang on to some things, and some things you need to release and just allow to go their own way. Within 3 months, I feel there's a discussion here on travel of some kind, and you're going to go, oh my God, I can't afford it, this isn't happening. Yeah, well, give it space, darling, because it will happen. It's a matter of having this time and space for this to happen in. And yes, you can do it. Now, also here, there's a connection to people who are either overseas birth or their parents. There's a connection here to someone with a different nationality link up than yours, who is very, very constructive and very important. But I'm feeling that is on a work area rather than an emotional area. It's like you're just moving into yourself. So yeah, the rough times are going to go out the window, darling. But because this energy is moving into itself, you've got to work with it. You've got to go with it. You've got to open doors for things to happen. This is a very strong, sensitive time. But you tend to live in your head at times, and you tend to live in clouds and dreams. And that's okay, as long as they're not fantasy. Fantasy's going to knock you splat in your butt every single time. And around you, it's like figuring out what is real and what is fantasy. Sometimes, darling, I think you want things, and then when you get them, you don't want them. And welcome to being human. So what you need to do right now is to release a few things, make a plan of action, write down all the good things in your life and all the things you don't want. But first begin with the good things. It's easy to write down the so-called negatives or the so-called what we don't want. It's harder to write down the positives, how good you are, how great you are, how things are working. Relationship-wise, you also need to make some lists. What do you have to offer? Not so much is what am I looking for, I want this perfect person, he's got to be this, got to be this, What do you have to offer? By looking into this at this time, you're opening doors of awareness to allow a relationship that is going to be compatible to who you are to enter. We sometimes make the mistakes of going, I want this wonderful person, this is what I want, this is what I want, this is what I want. It's a fantasy. You have to have someone who's going to integrate with you, who's going to enjoy the things you do and like doing the things you do. And then there's always the magic, you know. You can line everybody up, bang, 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 bang. If the magic ain't there, hun, nothing happens. I know that there are children connection to you in the future, so I know things are going to work out well. But I do know that this is a very tough testing year you have ahead, where you have to put in time and effort. But I know it's a seed year, it's a beginning year, it's a year of, you know, really strong things coming through. But you have to start planting the seeds now and doing this so that it can come through for you. You have to open a little door so a little bit of magic can happen. So it's about synchronizing time, synchronizing energy, putting A and B together. You're going to be good at this. Just give yourself the space to enjoy and to relax. But it's also about bringing through the Morrigan. The Morrigan is about taking life in both hands and shaking the crap out of it, basically. It's about taking control. And I'm feeling that up until now, you've allowed a lot of the control in your life to be in someone else's hands. And that's okay. You know, judgment is not a good thing. And hindsight's a wonderful thing, but you've got to trust that at the time you did the best you could with what knowledge you had. But from here on in, you need to move forward, allow things to happen, but you need to trust yourself. I'm feeling here that you're not very big on this self-trust and this self-esteem issue. You know, A, you're a very strong-minded person. B, you've got a huge lot to give, to offer, to put out there. C, you got every right to succeed as much as anyone else. So yes, there is a financial change here where things start to pick up. No, it's not going to be an overnight instant win. Yes, it is going to be steady and there's going to be a step-by-step process, but very workable for you. Yes, the relationship area is going to happen. Yes, there is going to be a very strong positive connection. No, it's not going to fall out of the sky. Yes, you will have to put in a lot of time and a lot of effort. What you put in is what you get out, hun, in all areas. So this is very much that pattern that you're moving into. But it's a strong positive pattern and it's got brilliant choices and outcomes. You're just at the beginning now. You've got to move forward. You can't move back anymore. And the total outcome, it's about face your shadow now, and it's about releasing the wildness within. This is about releasing your passion. It's about allowing yourself to enjoy, allowing yourself joy, allowing yourself openness. And basically, don't settle. I'm feeling here, darling, that you've settled many times. This now is don't settle. Now, I hope this helped a little bit. You take care and have a great life. Bye. My goodness, I'm not sure what I'm doing here.